This conference will now be recorded.
So today is day 4, right guys, all of you? Is it? Yes. Okay, thank you. So again, there seems to be some background noise. I'll mute all of you. That doesn't mean that you should not talk. Okay, so you can unmute yourself and then you can speak, guys. Okay, but I'm just muting off. Please switch off the, yeah, there seems to be some people with the cameras. Yeah, please switch off the cameras because the recorded videos doesn't come out well. Have you seen the day 1 video with, somebody has switched on the camera? Okay, so please make sure that if somebody's, can you see somebody switched on, guys? Anybody switched on the camera? Okay, no, right? Okay, wonderful, superb, superb, superb. Okay, so the session is getting recorded. So the day 4, I know there was 3 days gap, so it's been a while. It's a little hard to remember what has happened in the last class, but still, you might be making the notes, you might be taking the notes and all that. Can somebody please tell me what was discussed on the day 3? Anybody? Anything that you can remember from day 3?
Analyze phase.
Analysis
Second.
phase. Okay, so what is that which we do in the analysis phase? There are 4 things that we do. What is that we will do in the analysis phase?
Requirement
Okay.
analysis.
Requirement analysis, feasibility study, tentative planning, solution for technology and environmental information.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Who is that who was speaking? I could hear 2 voices. Okay, both of them are correct. I want the names. Vinu and
Sayed Miraj.
Syed Miraj. Wonderful. And the other name was Vinu, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, super, super. And every phase, there are certain people who are involved. So for the analysis phase, there are 2 people involved. So who are these 2 people? Or the 2 roles that are involved? I wouldn't say people. There are 2 roles that are involved. Okay. One is the P Narendra Modi. Second one is the PM.
Technical manager.
Business system analysis.
Business system analyst.
Okay, wonderful. So business system analyst, and then there is the PM, which is the project manager, and the technical
manager.
Okay, so here I have a question, guys. Well, what is the difference between these 2 roles, BSA and BA? Okay, there is certain, don't tell me that system is the difference between business system analyst, business analyst, but can you please somebody explain what? Okay, let's say our Subramanyam is a BSA, okay, and Renuka is a BA, okay. So what are the roles of the Subramanyam and Renuka? How they are different? What is that they do? Why they have given 2 different names? Or what
He
should
is having knowledge about only business, and system analyst means he's having about system like project, everything like development.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the business analysts are purely the business people who don't know a shit about testing or software or IT. Okay, I wouldn't say testing, but IT. Business system analysts understand the business part of it as well as the computer or as well as the IT. Okay, so they understand. So I'll give you a small difference, okay, between okay, okay, what a business analyst will write and what a system analyst, a business system analyst. So when business analyst will go and gather the requirements, okay, that document is called what is that document called, which the business analyst will go gather the requirement and all that? There are 4 names, but give me one name that should be good enough. Okay, I will give you the clue, BRS, but what does that mean?
Business requirement specification.
Business requirement document or specification. Okay, so guys, please mute yourself. Okay, business analyst, they do the work, and the output of that is an SRS document. Okay, what is that? System requirement document. Are you okay with this, guys? Okay, so output of the analysis phase is the system requirement document, right? So this is the analysis phase that we are discussing. Okay, analysis phase. Okay, so I'll give you a small example, okay, between what does a business analyst will write in a BRS document and what a system analyst will change that and write in a SRS document. Okay, again I'll be using the short forms. I won't say system requirement document, I'll just say SRS document, and this one I'll call it as a BRS or BRD document. Okay, so wonderful. So Shirin, are you there? I see you were messaging. Okay, usually you're active. Shirin, are you there? Okay, she looks like she has a problem joining. Okay, anyways. Oh, are you there? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so superb. Okay, nice. So Debishri, Jasper, Surya, Shubhan, Akhil, Sai Prasad, Syed, Jagdish, Kavita, Aruna, Swati, Rajendra, Sachin, Shilpa, my PC. Okay, wonderful. Gauri, Monica, Rohan, Radhika Reddy. Radhika Reddy, I spoke to you today morning. Alekhya, Ezhil, Jyoti, Parthasarathi, Ashpak, Sanju, Vinu, Chandana, Sneha, Shubhangini. Okay, so I'll be reading some names, brother, just your names, so that the next time when I join, at least I remember the names. Wonderful, guys. Okay, so now in a business analyst in the BRS document, okay, so he is writing BRD document or BRS document, he is writing the following requirement. Okay, BRD hyphen the module name. Okay, let's say the module name is LG, which means that login, and 001. Every person has a name. Similarly, every business requirement has a name, okay, as a number to it or a name to it or a tag to it. Okay, this is the number. Okay, what is it? Okay, a user, okay, user should be able to log, a user should be uh, only registered users. Okay, only registered users can use this application, whatever the application they are asking about. Okay, so a business requirement would look something like this. Okay, only registered users can use this application. Okay, only the registered users can use this application. Okay, now this is written by a business analyst as a part of the BRD document. Okay, like this he will give you 100 other requirements, but I'm not talking about all those requirements. Okay, like this there will be a 002, 003, 004. Like this there will be n number of business requirements, but I only gave you only the first requirement. Okay, for the same requirement, now the business system analyst will say that, okay, so only registered users can log in, which can use this application, which means that a person has to register to the application, and then once the register is done, then they should be able to log into the application. Okay, the business system analyst will create something like that, SRS, okay, LG 001. Okay, so this SRS LG 001 is for which business requirement? For this business requirement. Okay, so they will also say, give the mapping to it, and they say that, okay, user should be able to register to the application. Okay, so that is the first SRS. Okay, the requirement. Okay, LG 002. Okay, again this SRS, this requirement, this system requirement is also related to the BRD LG 001. Okay, so for the same business requirement, we have multiple SRS requirements. I mean, the BSA has broken down this business requirement into multiple system requirements. Okay, only valid user can log into the application. Okay, only valid user can log into the application with valid user credentials. Okay, so like this, what he is saying, only registered users can log into the application. This is on the business level. What he is doing, he's broken down into the business analyst is converting this total business language into the system language. What he is saying, okay, only only if there is a registration page you will be able to register. So what the system analyst is doing, okay, first you should have a registration page for which the registration should happen. Then with the registration for the which the username password that you have used for, that you have used for the registration, with that you will be able to log into the application. Okay, before this then there should be one more SRS requirement saying that a login page should be there, and only the valid users, okay, valid users with valid username and password, okay, can log into the application, again the system one more system requirement he can write, which is SRS. Okay, okay, this is 003. Okay, and this requirement is also related to the same business requirement, which is the register users can log in. Okay, what he's saying, invalid users cannot log into the system. Okay, like this. Why my system is so slow? I'm not able to log into the system. Okay, so like this, the system analyst, okay, so the business system analyst will convert a business requirement into something the software developers and testers can understand. Okay, only registered users can log into the application. Then okay, on the business level it is okay. What the business guys is saying is, my application is not for everybody, people has to register and only registered people can access it. Now the system analyst will break down this requirement into multiple requirements, saying that okay, registration page should be there, the person before logging in they should be able to register it, and after logging in then there should be a login page with which the person can log in, and only the person with a valid username and password can log into it. If somebody is having an invalid username or password, they cannot log in. Like this, they can break it down and convert that business language into some IT language, so that these things can directly, the developers can take it, and then they did not have to put any business brain into it. They can only work on this particular system requirements. They need not have to really understand the business language. They need not have to understand how you have to convert that into IT knowledge or system knowledge. All that will be taken care by a business system analyst. On a rough idea I have given this, brother. Don't take this as a hardcore the BRDs and hardcore SRS. SRS. Okay, this is BRDs and hardcore SRS. On the high level, just to get you a feel for what is the difference between a business requirement and a system requirement, how one business requirement can have multiple system requirements, and how a BRD will write it, and how a system analyst can convert that business language into IT language. Only for you to understand that, I gave you this example. Okay, but in the real world, this is how it will be really converted. No, I am not a business analyst, I am a tester. Okay, I have studied both the business requirements and system requirements. Based on that knowledge that I have acquired over there, I'm sharing it to you. Okay, but again, this is not asked of you in the interviews, but at least you need to understand what is the difference between a business analyst and a system analyst, how business analyst will write the requirements, how the system analyst will convert that requirements into the system requirements. And also I want you to understand that one business requirement can have multiple system requirements. That is something that I want you to understand as well. The business system analyst has to put the brain into it and convert that into something developers and testers can understand, because developers and testers, they are not business guys, they need not want to understand the business language. So that's why there is a system analyst, business system analyst, who converts that into system IT language, and he will be showcasing it here. Okay, are you guys okay with this, guys? Are you able to understand? Okay, don't try to understand each and every sentence over here. Okay, on the high level, if you understand, I'm happy with it. Okay, first thing is, one business requirement can have multiple system requirements, and this is completely written in the business language, this is completely written in the IT language. Okay, this is something your developers and testers can understand, but again, BRDs will be shared with the testers and developers as well. But this is the language generally we try to understand, and we try to take the requirements from here, and we try to test these scenarios or these requirements. Okay, Are you guys okay with this, guys? All of you, one or two? I want to hear from all of you. There are 54, 53. Take out me. There are 53 members. I want to hear from all of you. Again, I'm not even asking you to type 3 letters why yes. I'm asking you to type only one letter, which is 1 or 2. Okay. Somebody is speaking. Is it somebody is speaking or asking the question? You're totally breaking on me. Maybe your internet speed is slow, or I don't know. Maybe you can type the question because I cannot hear you. Hello, somebody is speaking, right? I'm more than happy to answer the question, but I'm not able to figure out what you're speaking. Okay, looks like nobody has the questions. Okay, let me proceed further. Yeah, enough of that recap. Okay, enough of that recap. So we have tentative planning. We have requirement analysis. Whatever the analysis that we have taken, we do the whatever the requirements that we have gathered, we do the analysis. Then you do the feasibility study, possible or not. Then you do the tentative planning as to by when we will complete. And finally, technology selection, as I've told you. Then we go to the design phase. Okay, can you please repeat difference between BRD and BSA? BRD and BSA. BRD and they're totally different. BSA is a business system analyst who will be who will be converting the business requirement into the system requirements. Okay, so BRD is a business requirement document which is created by the business analyst. Sorry, the system, the business analyst. Okay, so BRD or BRS is the same thing. BRD and BRS. Your question again? What was the question, Aruna? Repeat difference between BRD and they're same, na? BRD. Oh, BSA, you're saying. BSA is the business system analyst. This is the person, this is the document. Okay, BRS is a document, BSA is a system analyst. Okay, there is no difference because they're completely different. Okay, this is a document, this is a person or a role. If you ask me a difference between these two, I can explain, Aruna. BA is a business analyst, BSA is a business system analyst. BA understands the business language, BSA understands both business and system language. BSA comes out with the business requirements. Sorry, BA comes out with the business requirements. BSA converts these business requirements into the system requirements, which usually the IT people can understand, Aruna. Okay. I hope I have answered that question. Okay. Anyways, so let's continue. Then yesterday, so we went through the design phase really quickly. Okay, and we haven't completed it. Okay, so in the design phase, can anybody explain what are the tasks or the works to be done? There are two things. What are them? Can somebody unmute and talk about them?
That's high level design and low level design.
Wonderful. Can I know your name, please?
This is Mona here. I'm from US. Yep.
Wonderful, Mona. Superb. High level designing and low level.
Low level design. Yes, sir.
Okay. High level design is done by whom? Again, please ignore my spelling mistakes. I do that all the time.
Chief architect.
Okay.
Chief architect.
Chief architect.
Chief architect. Okay. Chief architect is the main architect. So in some companies, the chief architect will be called as a senior architect. Okay. So, or the system architect or the main architect, different companies call it different, but usually the general name is the chief architect or a senior architect. Okay, which is the architect level, the main level, who is above the senior developers. Okay, and low level designing is done by whom?
Technical
Technical lead.
Technical lead, developer,
programming lead.
Or program
Developer
lead.
lead.
Developer
Program
lead.
lead.
Okay, so generally, again, these are the proper names, the bookish names, but when you start going into the organizations, you might not hear these names. You might hear dev lead or senior architect or something like that, depending on the company. Okay, but this is the bookish knowledge. When I say chief architect, technical lead, I'm talking about what is mentioned in the books. But when you go to the companies, there will be small change in the names. I mean, once you go there, you will be able to figure out. That should not be a problem. Okay, so so what does the chief architect will do? Does he do anything like dividing the project, dividing the whole thing into small pieces? Is that what he will do?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, he just does the overview thing.
Overview thing. On the high level, he will break down into modules. Okay, so the whole project he will divide them into modules, like module 1, module 2, module 3. Okay, so then the dev leads or the technical leads that you're talking about, they will be dividing them into sub modules. Okay, SM1, okay, and SM11, okay, and SM12, okay, then SM13, okay. Okay, so this again module 2, let's say is given to the developer 2. Okay, this is given to developer 1, let's assume. Okay, he will divide them into sub modules. Let's say this is given to developer 2, so SM21, okay, so sub module 2, okay, 2, okay, a sub module 2, 3, like this he will be doing it. And let's say this module 3 is given to the developer 3, he will break it down into his own modules. Okay, understanding, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this module 1 is given to the technical lead 1. He will be breaking down into as many modules. I'm given 3, but it could be 10 or it could be 15 or it could be 7, depending upon the project, the scope, and all the things. So module 2, module 3. Okay, not necessarily it should be given to developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. I'm just saying, okay, the company might have only one technical developer, which means that all the modules needs to be handled by the technical lead, or the technical dev lead, or whoever it is. Or if it's a big project, there are multiple leads, then this can be divided, this can be given to multiple leads as well, just to get you a feel for. Okay, but again, this change from company to company, project to project, how big it is, how small it is. Okay, they break it down just like that, or they will use something for breaking it down. Any language they
So
will
they
use?
will use Unified Modeling
UML,
Language, UML.
Unified
UML,
Modeling Language.
Unified
Wonderful.
Modeling.
Yesterday I have shown you what last class I have shown you what a UML looks like, right? Looks like, the
Yes, sir.
developer or the main guy has broken down into main, let's say these are the main modules. Okay, so this picture the main chief architect has given. Now let's say search items is given to developer, the technical developer 1. So this search modules, he will break it down into multiple modules and he will start assigning it to multiple developers. This place order, let's say, is given to another technical lead. Okay, then he will break it down into multiple sub modules and give it to different developers, similarly like this. Okay, they will also use the UML itself again to draw it. Okay, let's say this is given by the chief architect, and you see he has broken down the project into search for items, place order, obtain help, and you see this is into release 1 and this is into release 2, this is into release 3, and you see how is the flow. The customer will search for the items. That is the scope of this module. You see, customer will place an order. That is the scope of this module. But again, after placing the order, is it done? No, it will go to the payment processing system. Okay, where the actual payment will be processed. Okay, then the customer can obtain help. Okay, this is the scope of this module. And then is it done there? No, this will go to the another module called customer support module. Okay, are you able to understand? Don't try to understand everything, but try to understand on the high level, saying that, oh, this is how a UML looks like. That's what you need to understand. You are not implementing this project, you are not the developer, you don't try to understand what is the flow, how is the flow, what happens in this particular module, what happens in this particular module, what happens. Just try to understand that, oh, this can be divided into multiple modules, and this is how a UML document looks like. It is not only giving you the breakdown of the modules, but also giving you the flow of the things. Okay, are you getting it, guys? Okay, that much if you are able to understand, my job is done. And you also, nobody in the interview will say that this is the project, start writing the UMLs. Don't expect that in the interviews. But at least you know what is UML. If somebody is asking, oh, did you heard about the UMLs? Yes, UMLs is a unified modular language. So this is what it is. Okay, unified modeling language. So this is what it is, and this is, I'll give you a sample idea based on my knowledge. You see, let's assume it's an Amazon website. There will be search an items, place an order, obtain help, and so many modules are there. But let me talk about only these 3 modules. Yes, in Amazon there will be a login module. In Amazon there will be cancel order module will be there. In Amazon there will be so many modules will be there. I'm not able to understand. I'm not able to remember all of them. But there will be so many modules. Cancel order will be there. Check order history module will be there. Place order will be there. Amazon, what is that? balance or wallet will be there, na? Amazon wallet module will be there. Like this, there are so many modules are there, but just for the sake of understanding, I am writing this small thing, and this is the flow. This is what the customer can do, and once the order is placed, it can be go to another module called payment processing system. So I'm just drawing a small diagram, and you can show it to them. But in the interviews, I don't think they will ask all this. But just for your understanding, I'm showing it to you. Again, this is divided. This can be divided into sub modules, which will be given to different developers to develop that particular sub module. Okay, that much if you're able to understand, I'm happy with it. Okay, but at least remember the full form of it, which is Unified Modeling Language. That much you can understand. Okay, and again, in the last class, somebody raised the concern that, sir, you're using a lot of technical language, lot of technical jargon. We are from non-IT. I'm not able to understand. Again, you know, I'm trying my level best to come down as low as possible and explain. But if you find something is difficult, if I am using some words which are very, very difficult, immediately raise it. Unmute yourself, sir. ये मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. You have used this new word called UML. Please explain that. Okay, you have used this new word called module. Please explain that module. Okay, bring it up or put that in the chat window. My only idea here is for you to understand each and everything that I'm explaining. Are you getting it, guys? All of you? Okay, please don't hesitate, because I don't know where you come from, what is the background. I haven't spoken to you, and then I'll not be able to understand whether you will be able to figure out or not. Okay, now it is job for you to tell me that, sir, mere ko ye samajh mein nahi aa raha, I'm not able to get it. Can you please explain? You have used these new terms or whatever, so make sure that you spend some time on the terms. Okay, usually if I feel, you know, once as soon as I say module, I know most of the people don't know module, but I know that, okay, I'm explaining module, but somewhere I will show the UML, and once I show the UML, I'll be able to explain what the module is. That's why I've ignored that module over there. Okay, but at some point of time I will definitely explain. But again, okay, so if you find something difficult, please bring it up, and I'll address that particular thing. Okay, now, so there is something that also happens in this design phase, guys. Okay, all these guys, you know, the technical leads or the chief architects and the developers in this phase, in this design phase, they will get together and create something called GUI for this application. Okay, again, I'm repeating, all these guys, when I said all these guys, not all the members of the project, but all the members of the people who are involved in the design phase. Who are involved? Chief architect, who can also be called as a senior architect, technical lead, who can also be called as a dev lead, okay, and the developers. All these three people will work together and create something called GUI. Okay, any idea what is this GUI means?
Graphical user interface.
interface.
Graphic user interface.
Okay, graphical user interface. Okay, oh my sir, this is a new word, man. So this is very, very tricky. Don't worry, this is very, very simple, guys. Let's go to Google and search GUI. Okay, again, the thing about software is you should be very good at googling the things. Once you are very good at googling, you will become a very good software engineer, trust me. Okay, you see graphical user interface. Okay, go to images. Okay, so you see, this is what a graphical user interface of a Windows application looks like. Okay, Windows, whatever this is, Windows 10 or 11. Okay, so this is the GUI looks like for one of the application. This is the GUI for one of the application. Okay, this is the GUI for Amazon application. You see the home page. Okay, mine is a business account, it is showing the business. This is the GUI for this graphical user interface of the home page. Okay, this is the GUI for add a theme page. Okay, it is asking me to log in, so I'm not going to log in. Okay, so this is the GUI for buy again. So I've bought this, so it is asking me to buy again. So this is how a GUI looks like. You see, it should show your account, your orders. Here in the bold, it should show your orders, and here there for you there are 4 or 5 options. It should show these 5 options. In buy again, whatever this person called Kumar has purchased recently, it should show 1 2 3 4 5 options. And in the orders, okay, it should show all the orders the Kumar has done. If Subramaniam has purchased, it should show all the things of Subramaniam. But I'm not worried about what is being ordered here. The GUI, okay, you see the color over here. This is how it should look like. Here it should say order placed. Here it should say date. Here it should say shipped to. Here it should say placed by. Here it should say total. Here it should say order number. This is how a GUI should look like. The color, the pane, the boxes, how everything has been put together. This is what a GUI, okay, graphical user interface. So every application has a GUI. So you need to come out with the GUI for not just the home page, but every single page. And who works on this? The developers will work on that, and developers, chief architect, and the technical lead, all of them will work together, and then they come out with the GUI for the application graphical user interface, which is the look and feel, or how the page looks like. How the page looks like. Are we clear, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Unmuted.
Okay. So this looks graphical, and the user interface between the user and the application. Okay, so this is the application, you are the user. The interface between both of them is this page that you're looking at, which we call it as a graphical user interface. Okay, user is you. Okay, if Syed is using or Renuka is using, he's the user. Graphical means, you see, this is all in, it looks like graphical picture, it is visual. Okay, somebody is saying visual, wonderful. Okay, so between them, it's an interface between the user, between the application. Okay, you have everything in the form of a graphical or visual thing. Okay, that is the interface between both of them. Whatever is there, that's the interface. Anyways, so let's not break it down and try to understand why they name it as graphical user interface. Only thing is, for the user to make use of this application easily, they came out with this particular pages, which is called the graphical user interface, using which you can usually use the application. Okay, simple put, this is the GUI. Okay, for this page, you go to this page. Okay, this is the GUI of this particular page, the GUI of this particular page. Similarly, you go to some other page, that will be the GUI of some other page. As simple as that. Okay, so somebody has commented. Okay, Gauri has commented, visualization of software front end to interact the user. Wonderful, wonderful, Gauri, superb. If somebody wants to copy that, put it in their notes, we can do that. Okay, I will do that. In fact, I really like what you said. Okay, I really, so you can use this. Okay, so you can use this definition, but again, in the interviews, don't by heart this and tell it, because once you by heart it, people know that you don't have a real knowledge. You have learned somewhere, you mugged it up, and you're saying that's not the right way of doing. Okay, so, and then they will come out with some pseudo codes also. Okay, so the developers, they will develop, okay, or they will come out with, okay, come out with pseudo code, SEPSEUDO, pseudo code. Okay, here P is silent, guys. Okay, so it is pseudo code. So they came out with the GUI. They broken down into high level modules, then they broke it down into sub modules. That is fine using UML, and then they've created the GUI, which is fine for all the pages, wonderful. And also they came out with the pseudo code in this design phase. Okay, so what is this pseudo code? Can anybody care to explain or try, give it a shot? What does a pseudo code looks like, or what is the pseudocode? Again, I'm not into definitions, guys. I will explain what a pseudocode is. You can easily get it, the definitions and everything, you can easily get it from the internet. Okay, any idea? So is it Renuka? Yeah, Snehal. Okay, Gauri came out with a wonderful thing called, it says called draft code. Okay, piece of code, Sneha. Okay, others, I want to hear from all of them. Okay, you can Google and tell me as well. Algorithm or steps to perform the task. Superb, Akshay. Okay, you're very close, Akshay. Nice. Anybody else want to give it a shot? What is the pseudo code? Again, don't think that, sir, SDLC for you, you're taking so much time for taking SDLC. What about the other topics? Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, I want you to become an IT guy. For here, you need to understand everything, not just the SDLC, but small things you need to understand. Here you see in the design phase, you have understood what is a module, you understood what is a UML, you understood what is a GUI. Okay, so many things you have understood. You understood that there is a chief architect, there is a technical lead. See how much learning you have done, not how much you have completed. Okay, after this course, I want you to start feeling that, okay, I'm an IT guy. Okay, all of you or most of you, whatever you have been typing on the chat window, it's all right, guys. Sanket says flowchart. Some people use the flowchart. Radhika says while do for if. Yes, that is good. A very simple form of computer language used in the program design. Wonderful, Renuka. Okay, which helps programmers to develop the algorithm. Superb. Everybody is saying right. For all that, I'll show you a simple pseudocode and you will be able to understand what it is. Okay, now I'm going to show you a simple pseudocode. Okay, what this code, this pseudocode that I'm showing it to you, okay, this is for a small this thing. Okay, if students grade is greater than or equal to 60, okay, or if students marks is greater than or equal to 60, print passed, else print field. This is the pseudocode. Okay, what you're saying, the code that you write in the English language is called the pseudocode. Okay, you see, pseudocode is an artificial or informal language that helps programmer develop algorithms. Okay, you see, pseudocode is a text-based detailed design tool. Okay, again, it's as I read this, this looks more complicated. Kumar sir, they are talking about algorithms, they are talking about design tool. Don't understand. Okay, after completing my course, you will be able to understand all these terms. Trust me. Okay, for now, try to understand that the code that is written in English language, you can call it as a pseudocode. Okay, is that a formal definition? No, this is a formal definition. Okay, if you want the formal definition, you can take it from here. But for me, as an IT guy, this is whenever I ask for pseudocodes, I get something like this. Now I can implement this code in a C language. I can implement this code in a Python language. I can implement this code in a Java. I can implement this code in a .NET, whichever language it is. Based on the language, the syntax will be different and you will be able to implement it, but the output will be same as well. In whichever language you implement this, the output will be same. If marks is more than 60, it is passed, else it is failed. You wanted to write this in a Java, you can write it. You wanted to write this in a .NET, you can write it. C, Python, like this, n number of programming languages are there. You can implement in any of the programming language as of your wish, but this is the logic. This is the pseudocode. Now you convert that. Let's say you are writing this in a C language. Okay, maybe you will write, I don't want you to write the code again. Okay, so fine. Okay, if it is in a C language, something like if, okay, m is greater than or equal to 60. Okay, it is scanf or printf. I think it's printf. Okay, pass. It's been a while I've done C, guys. This could be right, this could be wrong, but I'm just giving you an high level as to how this code, if implemented in C, how it will look like. Printf, okay, else printf fail. Okay, so this is how a C code, something like that. M is the marks. Okay, there is declaration. Okay, int m. Okay, int m. Okay, then that's what it is, and you can scan up and take the marks from the input. Okay, so something like this. It will look the code, whatever this code, this pseudo code, if implemented in C language, this is how it looks like. I don't know Python, but if it is implemented in Python, maybe there will be some change in the syntax. Okay, don't worry about the words like syntax. Okay, it will look different. Okay, based on the programming language of Python. If you implement the same thing in Java, okay, so this code that I've written is little bit different. Okay, based on the syntax of Java. I have to use the word syntax. I'm refraining from using the syntax, but based on the Java syntax or Java language, whatever the code that you implement will be different. But finally, whatever you are implementing, this is what you are implementing. Okay, are you understanding, guys? Now pseudocode, what it is? Now is based on the programming language. If I've written the same code in C, but Java you can write it It will not be like this. It will be different in Java or Python also. You can write it, or JavaScript you can write it, or any language you can write it. But in simple English, the logic you're explaining, that is what is the pseudocode. Okay, so the developers will also create the pseudocode for each submodule. The submodule saying that this is how you have to handle. Okay, are you clear, guys? At least you understood like 50 to 60% of what is this pseudocode and the GUI. All of you?
Yes, sir.
Clear? There are only few ones. If somebody has not understood, please don't leave. Try to ask the questions. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So don't get overwhelmed if you don't understand this. It is totally fine. There are so many software testers in the market who doesn't understand what is a UML, who doesn't understand what is the pseudocode. Okay, there's so many of them. So if you don't understand full-fledged also, it is fine. Don't think that I'm not fit enough for software testing. Okay. Okay. Jagdish, you want me to repeat? Which part you want me to repeat? Please unmute yourself, Jagdish, and tell me what is that you haven't understand. You can't see the screen, man. Everybody is able to see the screen, Sanket. Not sure why you cannot. Check your internet speed. Okay, if the internet speeds are slow, then you will not be able to see my screen. Okay, Jagdish, which part you haven't understood, brother? Jagdish? Okay, you cannot just say please repeat. At least tell me which part you haven't understood. Pseudocode example. Okay. Okay. So Rajendra, I have enlarged the font. Okay, you see, if the marks secured by a student is greater than or equal to 60, then you should print as a pass, else you print as a fail. Okay, Jagdish, are you able to understand this? Okay, if the marks secured by a student in an English exam, let's say, is greater than 60, okay, then it should print as pass, else it should print as fail. This is the pseudocode. Okay, now this is written in a simple English language. If you run this in C, it will not pass, or it will throw the errors. If you put it in Java and run it, it will throw the errors. If you put it in Python and run it, it will throw the errors, because it is just a simple English statement of whatever the logic that you are trying to implement it. Now you can convert that into a C language, saying that int m, okay, m is nothing but the marks secured by a student. Okay, now if m is greater than or equal to 60, printf pass, else printf fail. Now the same code, the pseudo code, okay, dim marks as integers. Okay, dim marks as integers, is that how you have to write? Okay, fine, that is fine. I've written C language way back. Okay, that is fine, Rajendra. Okay, but just assume this is right. Okay, so now Rajendra, so you see, now I have implemented the same thing in the C language. Since I know C, I'll be able to implement it. Don't try to understand this syntax, language and all that. That's not what you are here for. Okay, just I wanted to tell you that this pseudocode can be implemented in a C language, can be implemented in a Java differently, can be implemented. Okay, there should be an end if. Okay, end if, wonderful, thank you. And oh, Rajendra, you know, okay, message box fail. Okay, fine, Rajendra. So if you want to do it in Java, you can implement, you can do it in Python, you can implement, you can do it in any programming language. The same logic can be implemented. Okay, now this is the pseudocode which is written in a simple English language. That's the point which I'm trying to make. Rajendra, is it okay? Wonderful, superb. So the pseudocode also is designed in the part of a design phase. Okay, now three phases are done. Now come to the coding phase. What is it phase? Coding phase. Okay, so coding phase, which phase is this? Guys? Anybody? Which phase is this?
Fourth.
Wonderful. This is the fourth phase. Okay, so first phase is, can you repeat? Initial phase or the requirement gathering phase. What is the second phase? Analysis phase. The third phase is the design phase. Fourth is the coding phase. Superb. Okay, as the name suggests, what will happen here? Okay, using the pseudocode. Using the pseudocode, okay, what is the output? Okay, what is the output of this particular? Okay, every phase should have an output. Okay, what is the output of this phase? TTD is the output. Okay, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. No, not that TTD. What is this TTD, guys?
Technical design document.
Okay, TDD, na? Technical design document. Okay, technical design
Design document.
TDD. Okay, it's not TTD, it's TDD. Okay, sorry about that. Technical design document. In the technical design document, what do you guys have it, guys? If you open this technical design document, what do you find in this document? I want to hear from all of you. Just now we have discussed. Okay. Okay, the pseudocode that has been developed will be put into this technical design document. Okay, the GUI that has been designed might be put into this technical design document, or they can create another document for that. The modules, sub-modules, whatever they have created, they will put all that into this technical design document. Now, whatever the work they have done, they have put everything in the TDD, and it will be shared across all the members, not just the people who are involved here, which is the chief architect, technical lead, and the developers. Not just these people, but also the other people like testers will be there, software testers, manual testers, QA, automation testers, business analysts, business system analysts, project managers, engagement managers, program managers, okay, performance testers, the database guys, the networking guys, whoever is there as a part of this particular project. All these people, we can get hold of this TDD, and they can open it, and then they can start seeing the document. If you can understand, it is well and good. If you cannot, it is fine. Some people will ask for a walkthrough of this particular document. Again, it is not mandatory, but generally some of them, they ask for a walkthrough. Then the chief architect or a technical lead or a technical manager will give a walkthrough of this TDD, technical design document, as to how they have broken down into main modules. In the main modules, how they have broken down into sub modules, what is their logic behind that, and the UML diagrams that they have. They expect the people, they will be walking through those particular UML diagrams as well, and they will be showcasing the GUI as to how the GUI might appear after the whole project is done, and also the pseudocode. They might not go through each and every line of the pseudocode, but they give the high level pseudocode. Understand, all that is put into the TDD document, and later on, if required, a walkthrough can be given based on who is asking for the walkthrough. Maybe a program manager or a senior guys is asking for it. They will definitely give a walkthrough. Okay. Understand, guys? Understand? Okay, let's go into the coding phase. In the coding phase, again, who is involved? Okay, not the obviously the chief architect will be on the high level involved, and the technical lead will be high level involved, but the main people who are driving this particular coding phase is developers. Okay,
Developers.
they are the low level guys. Okay, you have a chief architect. Okay, you have a chief architect. Under him you have the technical leads. Okay, technical leads. You can have one technical lead, or you can have multiple technical leads. Okay, so let me put it this way: TL1, TL2, or something like that. TL1, okay, and then TL2. Okay, so, and each technical lead can have multiple developers under this. Okay, developer 1, okay, developer 2, okay, and the TL2 can have maybe developer 3, okay, and developer 4. Like this, the hierarchy is decided, guys. Okay, so these guys, okay, this okay, let me see. Okay, CA, TL1, TL2, they are involved in the earlier phase, which is the design phase, and D1, D2, D3, D4, all the developers are involved in the coding phase. Yes, TL1, TL2, and CA will be watching over what developers are doing. They are writing it correctly or not. They understood this pseudocode correctly or not, whatever the pseudocode, they understood this pseudocode correctly or not. Then they will convert this pseudocode into the code. Okay, let's say the language that has been, are you aware of any programming languages, guys? Are you aware of any programming languages that you have heard about?
C and Java, like that.
Whatever you have heard, let me know, guys. Okay, you can type it. Java is a very popular even today. Okay, there's one more thing which is becoming very popular. What is it? Okay, people are saying C#, wonderful. Okay, Python is becoming very popular. People say future is all Python. Okay, .NET. Okay, I totally agree. Okay, C, Java, Python. C nobody told, so let me write C here. Okay, VB, Visual Basic. Okay, wonderful. Okay, like this, n number of programming languages are there. Okay, like we have Selenium is not a programming language. DevOps is not a programming language. Machine learning is not a programming language. Machine learning, usually they use Python. Selenium, they use only Java. Generally, Selenium is a tool. Okay, Catalan, I'm not aware of it. Maybe it's a language or a tool, I don't know. Okay, so you see there are so many, like we have Tamil, we have Telugu, we have Hindi, we have Kannada, you have Arabic. Like this, there are multiple languages for programming as well. So let's say of all this programming language for this project, Java is being selected. Okay, Java is being selected. Okay, how the developers or the senior chief architect would select, depending on the project. Okay, how the project is looking like, based on that, based on his knowledge, they say that of all this programming language, I think Java is most suitable for this task. So they will select the programming language accordingly. So now these developers will convert this pseudocode, whatever the pseudocode was there, they will convert this pseudocode into the actual source code. Okay, so what they are doing, they are converting these English statements. They are converting these English statements into something the computer can understand. Something the computer can understand. So they will start writing that code. Okay, in whatever the programming language. Here Java is selected for our project, let's assume. So they will be writing whatever that, converting that English statements into something the computer can understand, which is what we call it as a source code, which we call it as a source code. Are you able to understand, guys? Are you able to understand, all of you? Okay, that pseudo code, which is the English language, now it is converted to something our systems can understand, our machines can understand, our computers can understand it. Okay, now they will, for that there is a good knowledge of Java is required. They will acquire that. That's why they are calling the developers. They simply convert that English statements that you have written into something the computers can understand, and that is nothing but, now you see I've converted this into C language. I again, C is something that I've done years ago. There could be some definitely mistakes in my language that I've written 100%. Okay, so don't take that this is the perfect code. No, I don't think so, but just to get you a feel for. So you see I've converted the English statement into what my system can understand in a C language. So similarly the developers can convert whatever your system can understand from those English statements, and all the developers, whatever the sub modules are assigned to that particular developers, they will work on that sub modules, and they will write that Java code, and we call that as source code. People are leaving, guys. Okay, you wanted to stop or what? Because in the last 5 minutes 6 to 7 people have left. If you want me to stop, I'll do it, but don't just leave the class. Okay, because tomorrow when you come back, a lot of things will be missing that you don't understand. Okay, so this is what is called a source code. Are you able to understand what is the source code, guys? All of you? Or you are got overwhelmed? Oh my god, what is this source code? Okay, pseudocode, which is an English language, is convert to something my computer can understand. Okay, in using a particular language, like maybe a Java or a Python or a C# or VB or C or whatever the language. What is this programming language? Is just like we have English, Hindi, Telugu and all that. There is a way you can communicate with the computers as well, with the different languages, and each one is a different language. Don't worry again about learning any of these languages. Just understand that to convert these English statements into something the computer can understand, you have to have a programming language, and using that programming language you can convert, and whatever that code that you have written, Okay, that is what we call it as source code. All the developers will write the source code, then you have the source code for the whole project, not just the D1, but D2 will write, D3 will write, D4. Developer 1 will write, developer 2 will write, developer 3 will write, 4, and all of that you call it as a source code. Okay. While writing the source code, again, generally the chief architect or the company or the technical lead or the technical manager will define some standards. Okay, so based on the standards only, these developers are supposed to write the code, Kumar sir, what are the standards? Man, this standards means what? Okay, so I'll tell you what are the standards. You go to a particular school. Okay, you go to a particular school. The school standards are you have to wear a school uniform. Okay, which is neat, washed, and clean. You have to wear black shoes with a black socks. You have to wear a tie and a badge and a belt. Okay, these are all the standards. You have to come to school at 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock, at any time, 100%. So like this, there are hundreds of standards are defined by the school which you have to follow so that you can go to the school. Similarly, when you write the code, there are some standards which the chief architect or the company will define, and following that standards only the developers have to write the code. Okay, for example, give me one single comment, one single standard. Okay, I'm not going to talk about all the standards. I'll talk about one single standard. Okay, comments should be used wherever it's necessary. Okay, comments should be used wherever it is necessary. So you see here I am writing a comment. What is this comment? Okay, variable m is a variable to store the marks of the student. Okay, so m is a variable. Again, don't try to understand, sir, what is this variable and all that. Don't try to understand to that level. What is this? Is some extra information. Whoever is looking at that code, we are giving some extra information to the people who are, let's say the developer 1 has developed this code or written this code. Okay, has written this code. Okay, written this code. Okay, now developer 2 is looking at this code. He might not understand everything at one go. For him to understand what is this, you are giving some extra information, which is the comments. Then by looking at it, what is this int m? Oh, there is a variable that is created, and this variable is used to store the marks. Okay, now here the comment is, okay, comparing student marks with 60. Comparing students marks with 60 if it is more, okay, marks with 60. Okay, here you are writing the code. Okay, if marks are more than 60, okay, you are, okay, pass is printed as an output. Okay, printed as an output. Okay, similarly you can start writing the comments for each and every line so that somebody who has not developed it wanted to understand the code, they will be able to understand the code, because the developer 1 has written the code and he has left the company. Now developer has to take up this work. What he has written, very hard to understand. Might be here it is a simple logic, you, me, anybody can understand, but there will be very, very complex logics, when you go to the real-time project, and it is sometimes it will be very, very difficult to understand. So if you write these comments, it will be very easy for a new developer to understand what is written, so that he can start writing the further code or whatever the piece which has been left out by the developer 1. Are you able to understand, guys? Like this, there could be n number of standards. Okay, using those standards only, the developers will be writing the source code. Are you okay with this, guys? All of you, are you okay with this? Again, I have given only one standard. Like this, n number of standards will be there, which the class is not to understand the standards. The class is just to give you a feel for what does this standards means. Okay, are we clear, guys? Are we clear? People are leaving. I wanted to complete the testing phase as well, but people are leaving. Let's close the class here. Tomorrow we will sharp 6 o'clock. We will join the class. Okay, and try to cover little more. Try to plan to stay till 7:30, guys. 1 hour is too less to go forward, because there are two things. Testing phase is there, maintenance phase is there. I know we are covering a lot, but again, if we go through this SDLC, most of the IT jargon will be easy for all of you. After that, it becomes little easy for me, okay, to explain the testing methodologies and levels of testing. That becomes easy for me. Okay, but anyways, wonderful. Then we can talk about the environments. Okay, environments is very, very important, guys. Very interesting class. Okay, so it will take 2 to 3 classes for you to understand the environment. Okay, then we will go to the STLC. Okay, thanks, guys. Expect the classes to go on for 1 month. Okay, plan, whoever is planning, plan for 1 month. Okay, try to understand everything and become a very good software tester. Okay, so that you can go and confidently crack your interviews. Okay, thank you, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, I'll put these notes into, as usual, into my Facebook page. You can go get these notes from my Facebook page, guys. Okay, let me stop the recording.